day 113. A little bit of a shout out today to my man Phil Reynolds. I haven't seen you for many years, and I know you're watching every day, mate, so thanks for your support, and I hope you're well. You've had a few shitty years. I'm sure that's all behind you now and things are a bit more positive, but I hope you're well, mate. Send him my love. Right, where are we? Well, where we are is we've got a fox. In the UK it'll be a fox. In here it was a dog. So the labourer's going to clear that up this morning. The footing yesterday for the bathroom that's going to end up being adjoined. It's in the garage, but it's adjoined to the foyer, which is the main bathroom for the house. That's been laid yesterday, and then they'll block that up, and then they connect the blocks into each other. That all looks a little bit drunk. Let's make sure it's strong. But they'll connect that in, as they will there as well. They leave a couple of blocks open like that, look, so they connect them in via concrete and the rebar. That will be marl filled in here. I have talked about, the garage floor will be roughly where that block is there, the coloured block. And then we'll have a gap all the way into the base of the floor. So as you can see, it's probably about 4 feet. So do we put some form of shelf in there, so the floor of the garage up to the base of the bathroom, let's make that into a cupboard? So they seem to disagree, but because they love filling shit with marl. But from my point of view, in the garage, that's going to be a square of space taken up. So why don't we just make use of it into some form of shelving or storage? So we'll be talking to them about that, because again, it's six foot, roughly 6 foot by 7 foot, I think, something like that. So it'll be a nice little space to put some form of cupboard in. As I said yesterday, the holes themselves quite tight to the wall, but they've been bust through, waiting for services, air conditioning, gas, the condensers. The condensers are going to be housed on the other side over there, away from the wind. They'll be boxed in to try and protect them from rotting in the salt air. Here, they literally last between 3 and 8 months. So if you get them out of the salt air and get them boxed in so they can still work efficiently, then it should work. And again, like I said yesterday, we've busted through, but then the next block over there is 1 block higher, so we can try and get the actual angle on it, so if any water comes in from the conduit from this end, it doesn't run up and go into the basement and flood us out. Electric's got to be running separate. So electric's coming in here, and this is water, gas, and condensers. One of the goals we've got, obviously, this is all about preparing for Sunday's pour, but also as of Sunday, blocks can go up on there immediately. So we've got lots of blocks being ordered. I don't know when they're about due to arrive, but that's going up. In this corner here, you can see all this mud. We need to, over here, there's drainage going down the side of the building that way, and then it's going to come up this way. So we need to get that dug out Monday, so that we can actually push that mud over this way and level it out. So we're technically going to be around about 4 feet higher down there than we are where I'm standing now. So that mud needs to be spread, and we need to get it away from that wall there, because there's a septic tank going in there. And again, can't do it backwards, but from the septic tank, there's a drainage coming all the way up this way, all the way in front of me to the house. And then in front, the drainage from the front of the house is going to come all the way along here to the corner, and then it's going to come all the way down here, connect with this pipe that's coming from the house, and shoot all the way down here into the septic tank. So the septic tank needs to be put in sooner rather than later, but obviously we're working here and there's mud. So today, stroke weekend, we've got to think about how logistically we're going to move all this around to ensure that we can get the drainage done down here, so that we can then move the mud across, and try and spread the mud along here and try and get the work back on top. Because at the moment it's just a massive mound and you can't even get into that corner. So that's some of the problems we're having in the logistics at the moment. Apart from that, obviously last night it rained a little bit, so it was a little bit boggy, and it's been on and off rain this morning, so hopefully it's going to hold off. We need to obviously get the guys finishing off sanding the rebar and coating the rebar. The downside of that is the rebar itself, the coating they're using is quite toxic, and when you're spraying and there's people around and there's wind, people are moaning, I suppose rightly so. So we need to get around, check all the acros, make sure everything's where it needs to be. One viewer actually commented that in the basement, which I'll go in and show you, he said you shouldn't be putting the acros on the floor. because of the weight. There's a sheer amount of weight that's going to be coming down, obviously. Can hear the rain coming from. This is actually a marl laid floor, compacted, about 3 or 4 feet in depth, and the surface on top of that is they call it blinding, but it's of concrete and sand. And then this BRC has been laid down. It was on smocks and it was meant to be concreted, but as always, no planning, and they failed to do that. So at the moment, these struts are actually on a concrete blinding. Now, there's going to be a hell of a lot of weight going on top of there. There is already, obviously, with the rebar, but there's going to be a hell of a lot of weight with the concrete going on there. So I have questioned the site management team off the back of what one of the viewers have said, and he seems to feel it'd be absolutely fine. I think the comment was maybe you should put some wood underneath all of them and try and help them not sink. Because obviously what we don't want to do is have any form of movement. So I am going to challenge that again today, because I think it's a justified comment. And any comments like that you guys have got are away, because I'm quite new to this, number one. And number two, Barbados don't do things without being rude to them. They don't do it as advanced as America and the UK. So if there's anything we should be doing or bearing in mind that could improve what we're trying to achieve, then I'm open all ears, obviously. So yeah, rain dependent. We need to try and get the rebar finished off. We need to get the toilet blocked up today to level. We need to get the beams now made. So yesterday we now got to do a beam around here, all the way down this side and around the front, and we've got to tie that beam into the existing floor. And we've got to take all this boxing off and mount that boxing all the way around here, and put in a beam boxing in to try and cover, to pull that beam. So that's got to be done today. That's probably the main thing to achieve. And then once that's done, and we've obviously marled inside it, we're ready to have that part of the pour on Sunday. The other thing we've got to do, obviously, is make the concrete company aware that we've got more concrete needed. So we do need to look at that as well. Other than that, it's trying to create a list of things that we need to order for next week. So we need to order the septic tank, we need to order the water tanks, we potentially need an excavator to do with the mud, and a lorry, because we'll have to move the mud probably, so we need to get that sorted out. We need to work out if we've got enough marl here to go into the foyer area and the toilet that we're actually doing down here. What else? Blocks, obviously, for Monday. As soon as Monday comes, that will be dry, which means, boom, the house can come up, and so can the annex, and then we can start looking at obviously doing the roof. So the rest of it should come up bloody quickly, but we've got to prepare, and that's, like I keep saying, one of the things that we've been pretty crap at so far, which is why I'm on site now and being a bit more hands-on, try and drive process. But anyway, weather, please hold off, and let's hope we have a bloody good day and catch up and get things nailed. 10:30. Okay, so what have we got so far? Guys are still up on the slab. So they're up on the slab themselves, still sanding down as we speak, but they've been doing some spraying today. We've got some more. They're 80 a bottle. Can you believe it? 80 a bloody bottle. And we need another 12. Plumbers are there doing some more work. I think they're moving some of the pipe work. They've had a leak as well. Bobcat has just arrived. So that's going to move all the marl into here. That's got to be full, so is it over here where he's standing, and then we've got to compact that as well and BRC on top. Carpenters are actually now refixing the formwork to make sure that's all nice and straight. And then the rebar guys are already building the beams, as you can see over there. Beams being built. And those beams will get dropped into there, and then it's BRC. So BRC is the gridded steel. That will just get, and once the marl's been put in, it's been compact, they'll put a pest treatment on top. They put a BRC on top, which is the BRC. They put the DPM on top, which is the rubber-proof membrane. Then they'll put the actual the BRC caging on top, and then it's ready for pour. The toilet's coming together as well, as you can see. So they've redone the footing over there. Blockwork's going up, and this is going to form part of the toilet, so that will go up as well. Had to empty out more holes, which is a bit stupid. But anyway, so we've got stuff moving along, so still plenty more to do. Today, hopefully, we've got a little more going on, so we should be in a good position to get this pour for Sunday. Concrete company's confirmed. They're going to be coming down tomorrow to view the actual plot itself, to build a plan. And then we should be actually pouring on Sunday. So that's the main aim. There's still plenty more to do here as well, so. Big man Stewie Richardson's in the house. So, I thought I'd give you a quick update up here. They're still spraying, still sanding. The steel itself is now looking a lot better colour. Still a lot more to do, obviously. There's still, the good thing about this stuff is that anything that's missed stands out like a sore thumb. So you see stuff like that that's all orange there. And where they diluted it down, stupidly, we've now got to go back and do some of that as well. This stuff's pretty good, but the far end over there would have taken most of the salt. So we definitely need to get that done, and these guys have got to get that done so we can actually move forward. Again, the stuff's quite strong, so spraying when they're still here is a bit painful, so we just need to get it all sanded down and try and move through. Other than that, it's just literally trying our hardest to get that finished off so we can tomorrow crack on. Over here, the foyer is taking shape. If I just show you very quickly. So the foyer, front half of the foyer is now at height. Not too sure why. We've got this much to height at the moment. This one's got to be done, but they're waiting to finish the pipes off, and we've also got to do over there as well. We need that done by the end of play today, so tomorrow the guys can come on the steel bending side and literally put the BRC all the way through, tie it in obviously with the columns themselves, and then we've got to put the pest treatment down as well. So pest treatment's got to go down on top of this on both sides. So that's needed sooner rather than later. Other than that, obviously they're going to finish the boxing off all the way around there and back down again, and then they board on the inside because that's got to be poured, so it's a solid concrete block. Bobcat Man's sitting there. I'm not too sure why he's not putting Mile in there or not. It might be because there's only one person doing it at the moment and they've been finishing off the pipe work maybe. So I'll find out what's going on there. What else? Electricians, plumbers, they've all pretty much finished up. It's really, these are the main things we're focused on at the moment. So still got time, obviously we've got all day Saturday, but obviously it's now Friday. We need to make sure we finish here today so that the guys tomorrow are doing the steel, the finishing off, and then we've got all the carpentry work to do for the door frames. So that is the next big thing. 5 o'clock Friday. Guys are normally hanging around for their money, which I think they still are. But we are trying to get this shit done. So show you where we're. So the form work for the steps have gone in. So there's going to be 5 steps up to there, and then there's 3 steps going into the house. In here they've got a marl, a good old marl as we know. We'll compact it. Dyson the worker. Managed to get the pipe work in the front. There's been a delay because we couldn't get the pipe work. So this is the pipe work here. So that's the electrical element. So that's for telecoms, any form of IT and all electrics, including connect back to the grid. That's what the little one on the left is for. Here there's 5 4-inch bores going through. That's going to take gas, condensers for the air conditioning, and the mains water, plus a little bit more space in case we ever need to spec up. And now what they're doing is they're pouring over the top. So once that's poured in and actually done, then tomorrow the guys will come in and do the beam around here. So they'll continue this beam. This beam here is gone all the way through the inside. They'll then put the BRC down, integrate the two together, and then they've got to do the same in here as well. They're going to have to pour in here. This is the toilet, but obviously it's 7 foot up in the air, so it's literally the same height as the house upwards. So it's the upstairs toilet, but obviously it's got to be foundationed from below, and then it goes all the way through to the top. Sure where it's going with that. So he's going back up and over. Trying to get to the back now. See what he's doing. The carpenters have had a bit of a lazy day as always. So tomorrow they've got their work cut out from big time. They've got to box in all of this, both in and out. They've got to do the inside of this. They've got to finish off the front steps, and then also all of the ifolds and all of the sliding doors. They've got to get the wood and they've got to make the tracks. All of the doors are going to be mounted into the floor. The tracks themselves, they're about 2 inches, but they're going to be in the floor so that when the doors are open, there's a flush patio, then there's a door track, and then there's the inside, so that will be flush. That's got to be done for all the doors. So all of the windows on the front. So we have windows in here going all the way along here. There's probably about 8 or 9 windows. They're all got to be in the ground. There's 4 bifolds at the front of the house. They've all got to be in the ground. And then there's 2 massive sets of sliders that go on the other side of the house, and they're all in the ground. So the carpenter, who obviously is probably going to be shooting off, he's got to get all of those tracks laid so that all of the doors the tracks can be fitted down into the concrete. So in an ideal world, he needs to come and have a look at the doors before he shoots off and prepare. But knowing him, he will shoot. So anyway, that's not going to set him in good stead for tomorrow, that's for sure. So hopefully we can actually get a bit more prepared. Otherwise tomorrow is going to be a full-on day and we don't have the day to full-on work. That's unfortunately what's been happening on this job all the time. So we need to make sure that we get a little bit more prepared because we've got one day and Paul is coming. So everything has to be done and dusted and treble checked before Sunday comes. So anyway, I'm going to call it a day for now because we're still going to carry on working, as you can see. Still need to fill that, pop that off, and then get the BRC in there. So another day for tomorrow.